Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and I've seen a lot of you guys saying you guys don't want to roll an ace, you guys don't want to roll in Choi, so this team should be, I guess, more manageable for you guys. We're running law for the pool, and of course the instant wanted application, so white bid can actually slow. That helps a lot because white bid only slows wanted enemies if they have wanted. And you got Luffy for full AoE DPS. That's pretty much normal. You guys know that Luffy is probably the best full AoE DPS to have for this. Then of course you got SungJinWoo. The way we're gonna use him, you'll see how we use him, and it definitely can kill even 1 billion. Maybe eventually when the scaling gets higher and higher, with SungJinWoo it still will be clearable because it's gonna be the mobs that are an issue and not the boss eventually. But yeah, SungJinWoo makes this very very easy in a way because you can see the boss here. I kill him very quickly. I won't say quickly, but before he gets close to the end, And then of course we got Nami and Speedwagon with 2 Eurozoos, and of course him with Doctor. So let me just run through my familiars which I'm running. So let me show you. So Luffy, Law, I'm running this Doctor, C3 Doctor with 23.8 range. If you have a higher range one, just give it to him. And then for Luffy, I'm running my best burb, and then for SungJinWoo, you want one with good crit damage and crit chance. Of course, you want Deadeye on him. And then, as you've seen, a Doctor C1 on white bid C1, so it applies Nullify, just so you guys know. And then, in terms of Eurozoos, the two I am running is this 13.8 and 14. I have a few spare ones that are like 12s in it. You can still manage with them because you have a lot of spare yen. So let's just get into this. And right now I think the scaling is at 133k. I did make a typo in the yesterday's video on the thumbnail with like 138k, but please forgive me for that one because it's still clearable even with that scaling. But yeah, right now the only person who's actually cleared this since yesterday was this person, which is interesting. I guess a lot of people don't have the Ace and Choi team. Understandable, fair enough. But yeah, let's just get into this. I don't want to yap and waste your time. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't seen yet, we actually got Rook in the lobby now. So maybe the updates this weekend, would be nice. But yeah, she plays some loud ass music now. But yeah, basically the further you get closer to her, the louder the music gets. But yeah. Oh, yeah, also I'd like to thank you guys. The support in the last video was kind of nuts as well. It was like 42 plus subs in the last video alone, and it's still going to be increasing. So if you guys are new around here, you might as well sub up. Why not? Anyways, I'm not going to disturb your experience. Let's just get onto this video, mate. Okay, so we'll place an army back there as usual. As per usual, we'll place an army back there. Gonna collect this chest and place my 3 speedwagons. And now you upgrade an army, collect the chest, and of course put the next upgrade into your speedwagon. And yeah, in terms of yesterday's team, there's 2 replacements, of course. We're bringing Law and Sanju in instead of Ace and Choi. But yeah, this setup can do pretty well as well in terms of like high scaling as well. It has a very good potential, this team. In terms of upgrade order, I want you guys to follow what I'm doing because it would let you have, of course, the best possible chance in terms of yen wins. If you guys are missing some upgrades, it might be because of your Eurozu familiar. Mine's slightly better than yours probably. So zone 3, and then now you place a white bid here once all enemies have entered range. So right there, set white bid to closest if you want, and then collect this chest and then put the yen into your speedwagons. And yeah, just the same thing, you know. The main difference in the strat doesn't really happen until the boss spawns because the beginning is always going to be the same. Oh, nice first crack. The beginning is always going to be the same because it's just about farming, placing Luffy, getting him maxed because with his range, he can pretty much just cover the whole map and repulse them, you know, consistently, all that stuff, you know. Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of you guys mention what mount I have here. You know, the old one, you know, the bed one. That's from update 6. It's a bundle mount. The 10k bundle. It's the Guilty Gear bed. I don't know what character it's for. I can't remember. But yeah, it's from that update 6. So you can't get it anymore. It's an untradeable mount. I even know why mounts are untradeable anyways. But yeah, it's kind of untradeable. And then this mount here is from update 8.5. I think it was another bundle mount as well. But yeah, as I said, it's just the same thing on repeat. Just slowing the mobs with Whitebeard. And of course, having Luffy just do his job. Luffy's just a stupid unit, you know. I think if we lose Luffy in terms of like next reset, if Luffy does get banned, a lot of things will change, you know. Because early game wise will be different. Because the main, I guess, benefit for Luffy is that he is consistently repulsing them. So yeah, it's just very good. And another white mid goes down there. And yeah, now Luffy should be at full AoE at this upgrade. Oh yeah, this wave 13. Of course, you can have him a bit earlier if you're running a Chopper C3, but I'm running a bird because we really have a lot of money to work with. So yeah, now you can max him at this point. And yeah, once he's maxed, he's doing a lot of damage, you know. 3.95 displayed, plus the 30% more from wanted enemies. And then if he does crit, it's a lot more as well. And you can see we haven't even placed any of the laws yet. It's just Luffy doing Luffy type of things. And yeah, this is where it does get important. You want to have like, you see the gaps we have right now? You want to sustain those gaps between the mobs because you need a gap between the boss and the mobs. You'll see what I mean. Because we are using SungJinWoo and the way we're using him, if you guys remember how when Yuha Boss Rush, not Yuha Boss Rush, what am I about Yuha Boss Rush? I mean the Guilty Gear EX stage first dropped, we used the Monarch SungJinWoo to bear spam and follow the boss. But yeah, this time we're doing the same thing but a rise spamming. So you see, there's not any gaps right now, but if a gap like this spawns in, you wanna place your SungJinWoos, turn on auto rise, and just hope that he summons and hits the boss. You wanna do this consistently throughout the map. So if you can make breakages between the boss and the mobs, that's what you ideally want. So I spent some time trying to set it up because you want there to be like a consistent gap. And also slow the mobs at the back very well as well because the mobs at the back are going to be the main issue. And yeah, this is pretty much what you're doing. You'll see me consistently do it like very well later on. But yeah, Luffy's repulse also makes things pretty annoying. But yeah, you need these types of gaps. Because anytime an enemy dies, Sanju is gonna summon those enemies. And yeah, this one I did waste a summon because they all summoned on the other path. So yeah, just be careful of your placements. You have to be very wary of it. And you're probably thinking, yeah, I've only got this boss to 500 mil. How am I gonna kill him? But that's where lore comes in, and he's a very effective unit for this. You'll see what I mean later on. But yeah, if you can make good breakages, you see right now at the back here, those type of gaps are pretty much ideal. Right now there's too many mobs here, which is kind of a bummer, and it kind of affects me a bit. But you do want like good gaps between them. I think here, did I get a few summons in? Maybe. Of course, it's not guaranteed to get summon sitting because it depends on mobs dying. So yeah. So yeah, it's just about making breakages in between the boss and the mobs. Now this gap right here is pretty nice. You'll see a few summons do hit. And this is the type of gap you want. So trying to make this gap consistently happen is what you want to see. See those summons hitting the boss. That's what you consistently want to do. So you want to make sure you're slowing the boss if there is a gap like this and just keeping him in that same gap. And yet again, it's just the same thing, see? And now that he's in front of them, we're going to be slowing the mobs behind him and making sure we have that gap consistently. And now that he is in front, this gap is very nice, so just spam your SungJinWoos down and of course, auto arise. Because when mobs die, he's just going to summon the enemies and they're just going to hit the boss. So yeah, now we can just keep slowing him. And the mobs at the back, you want to make sure they're slow as well. So, you know, these summons, they hit the boss. And that took like a good like 60 mil of him. 40, 60 mil, something like that. And that's just the same thing, you know. Place an army there to apply the stun. Use the Sanju to summon again. It's all about just timing, you know. Because you do need enemies to die, so it's just about your Luffy doing the work. So it's like a team effort, you know, between Sanju and Luffy. And you can see those ones coming in. And now we just upgrade Law, place him down, and equip Zone 1. The reason for this is because we want him to pull the boss. You don't have to really put Sanju here, because the boss is going to get pulled back. So now we just go back here. And do the same thing pretty much. Just auto arise. That's all you have to do. And you can see the gap between the mobs and the boss now. This is very good, so if you just keep slowing the boss, this boss should just easily die. So now we just got consistent summons hitting him. If you do it well, it's fine, perfectly fine. And of course, if you manage this better, you can kill him a lot quicker, but you know, I did not have early gaps in between. So yeah, managing things here before you pull him off. Before you pull him is nice. So if you can get him very low before you pull him, you're guaranteed to kill him, even at any scaling. I just don't see how you can lose to this unless, of course, the mobs just become a big issue. So that's why I'm saying to slow the mobs as well. Because you need Luffy to consistently wear away at them. So yeah. But you can see, if you leave Law on room 1, he's just going to keep pulling these guys. And I don't see how you can struggle with it. But you can see this boss getting one down. 150 to 70 million. Nice. Nice 70 to 80 million summons. And that's why with even higher scaling, I don't see this being an issue because it makes sense because the summons are gonna be stronger as well once the enemies scale higher. And now it's just about slowing the mobs and just keep spawning SungJinWoo summons in so we can kill the mobs off. Because now the only issue is the mobs, of course. So I'm low-key just gonna speed this footage up because, you know, I don't see any point of you guys actually just watching this if you know what's gonna happen. But I hope you do stay to the end. So yeah, you know, just watch it. I'll probably put in like 5x speed. Okay, so I sped up like a lot, like 5x speed. But yeah, you can see the gameplay footage is pretty much the same, you know. And as you guys do know, clear time does not matter. It's just about clearing the stage. Because right now, clear time does not matter at all, you know. Eventually, I don't think it will matter at all, you know. Because as long as you're still clearing the stage, that's all that matters. And with it only being a 30% increase each time, I don't think we're hitting the wall anytime soon. Well, we got like 3 days left. Well, 3 days and like... how many hours? Maybe 11 hours? 11 hours, 50 minutes from the time I'm talking right now. See, I don't see this being really effective. But you can see how easy it is to kill these guys. And yeah, now it's just about letting these summons hit. And yeah, that's it. So, you know, I'm just gonna put it back to normal speed and you can just see this get done. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, you know, I want you guys to like, subscribe, and yeah, if this helps you, you know, just do those following things. So yeah, that's it for the video. See you in the next one. Peace.